Hi, everybody. Welcome in as we get your softball underway on a Wednesday. A little different venue. Not exactly where we thought we would be today, but apparently a sprinkler issue at Coastal Alabama South's Bay Minette campus forced us to another Bay Minette location. We are right across from the middle school, which apparently happens to be out for a spring break or some holiday. And we are in the Municipal Park. Good to have you aboard. Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage. And stepping in to start it off for Snead State is Alan Graydon. Camel Adams in the 2 spot. Alan Grace Hood batting 3rd. Brindley Saletti is the 4-hitter. Brindley Phillips hitting 5th. Leah Swafford in the 6 spot. 7-hitter Kaylin Martin. Jana Lax in the 8 hole, and the 9-hitter is Lexi Brewer. And there is a walk given to Alan Graydon. And she will trot down to first. Issued a walk from Anna Griggs. So a base runner aboard as we take a look at Coastal South's defense. I mentioned Anna Griggs. Behind the plate, Sydney Carpenter. First baseman Gracie Toledano. At second, Taylor Hunt. Shortstop is Charlotte Leininger. And at third, Kaylin Parker. Got an outfield of Caroline Mathis in left. Center fielder Grace Langston. And the right fielder is Gabby Miller. Base runner aboard, Camel Adams at the plate. A little bit outside with the offering. I don't think we have a functioning scoreboard. Somebody somewhere is doing the official scorekeeping. That would not be me, fouled away by Adams. But I will try to keep up with who's got one in this one. Snead State and Coastal South both with 12 conference wins. But Snead State 12 conference losses. Low and away with a pitch. And Coastal South only 8 conference losses. So 12-12 in the conference for Snead State. 12-8 for Coastal South. High and away, back-to-back walks given to Graydon and Adams. And there are a couple of base runners on, and it's got teammates meeting in the middle of that circle with Griggs. Very early meeting in this one. Not a long way to go before you get to conference tournament play, but still time to change things. And if you look at those standings currently, you've got Wallace Hansville 1, Southern Union 2, Coastal South 3, Northwest Shoals 4, Snead State 5, Calhoun and Shelton State tied for 6. On the outside part of the plate to Ellen Grace Hood. So though, as I mentioned, not a whole lot of the regular season left, there is enough of it to have a substantial impact on who finishes where. And of course, you want to be one of the top 6. Your preference would be one of the top 2. That gives you a first-round bye. But definitely 6 to get in. Time asked for. Ellen Grace Hood, followed by Brindley Saletti. That is rocketed into right field. It'll be a base hit for Hood, and the bases loaded for the Parsons. So a couple of walks and a base hit. It is full for Brindley Saletti. Got your back-to-back Brindleys for Snead State, though spelled differently. Brindley Saletti and Brindley Phillips. Saletti with a Y and Phillips with an I. So the base is loaded early. Brindley Salati, 43 RBIs on the year. More RBIs than any other Parson. And has those proverbial 3 ducks on the pond. 11 home runs, 43 RBIs, a .403 hitter. That is sent right back to Griggs. She'll go to the home plate for 1, throw over to first. Won't get the double play, but does get the lead runner. So on away, base is still full. Brindley Phillips to the plate. A .329 hitter on the year. A couple of home runs, 15 RBIs. Base is still loaded, but now with 1 away. Coastal South trying to defy the odds. The odds are, if you're loaded up with nobody out, somebody comes in. But the Coyotes trying to beat those odds. And here's that key at bat and trying to knock off those odds. Leah Swafford to the on-deck circle. Just a little bit outside. Well, you talk about being right in on the action. Hitter, catcher, and umpire probably less than 10 yards away. That is picked up at second by Hunt, and she'll come home with the throw. A 1-2 and a 4-2 take care of 2. And there is 2 gone and a chance for the Coyotes to get out of the inning unscathed. Despite loading it up, Leah Swafford to the plate. Addison Fallon out of play. Kaylin Martin moving to the on-deck circle. Hood at third, Salati at second, Phillips your base runner at first. Griggs with a pitch. That will be a base hit into left field. It brings in Hood. It brings in Salati. Almost for the Coyotes, wrapping up the inning with no damage done, but instead a 2-out Leah Swafford double. And that will drive in a pair of Parson runs. 2 Swafford RBIs, 17 on the year. And the Parsons take the early 2-zip lead on the inside part of the plate. Kaylin Martin followed by Jayla Lax. Got softball going on up in Monroeville today as well. Kamari Darrington on the call in Monroeville, where Wallace Dothan and Coastal North are meeting. Outside with a pitch to Martin. Couple of runners on, couple of runners in. Snead State trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Coastal South trying to push their win streak to 3. Low and away with the Griggs offering. Here's the Griggs pitch with 2 aboard. Just a little bit outside with the pitch. Down to first goes Martin with a walk. And the Parsons loaded up again, this time for Jayla Lax. Lax 27 RBIs on the year. 300-plus hitter on a .307 hitting Snead State squad. Full slate of games tomorrow including the LABCA Game of the Week. That is shot into right field. Phillips in and Swafford in. Lax delivering with a 2 RBI single. And the Parsons making some more noise with 2 gone. A 4-zip advantage with the 9-hitter Lexi Brewer to the plate. And will roll away from Carpenter, and in from third comes Martin. To second goes Lax. A little bit high with a pitch from Griggs. 9 Parson hitters coming to the plate here in the top part of the first. I mentioned a different venue. Hey, I like working different places. Never been here before. Been across the street when there was renovations going on at Jack Robertson Arena. Volleyball was played at the Bay Minette Middle School. That is sliced in the direction of left field. Drops in as a base hit. Rounding third, coming in to score is Lax. Sliding into second is Brewer. And that has got Coach out to have a conversation with Griggs. And it looks like not just a conversation. Griggs coming out of the game, the new pitcher, when we return to Bay Minette.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
That is dropped into left field. Lexi make that alley Graydon as we are back to the top of the order, bringing in Lexi Brewer from second. And Graydon delivering with an RBI single. And again, every one of the runs that have plated here in the top part of the first, plating with 2 gone. Samantha Daniels, the new pitcher. As that is popped up, right side, foul territory. And over to make the catch is Gabby Miller-Adams with the fly out for out number 3. But 7 runs played with 2 gone. We head to the bottom of the first. The Coyotes coming to bat.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
This isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
until one day when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
We head to the bottom of the first. 7 runs played in the top part of the inning, and the 7 runs played with 2 gone. Bases got loaded with nobody out. Looked like the Coyotes would get out of the situation after Solani wrapped into the 1-2 and Phillips the 4-2. But then 7 runs later, the inning comes to an end, the top part, and we head to the bottom. Sidney Carpenter starting it off. Taylor Hunt, the 2-hitter. Payson Hansen in the 3 spot. Kaylin Parker hitting 4th. Charlotte Leininger is the 5-hitter. Gabby Miller hitting 6th. 7-hitter Caroline Mathis. Gracie Taladano in the 8 spot, and Grace Langston is batting 9th. Ella Grace Hood in the circle for Snead State, as that is a strike on the inside part of the plate. Campbell Adams behind the plate. Jada Lax at first. Second baseman Allen Graydon. Shortstop Lexi Brewer. Third, Brindley Phillips. Kaylin Martin in left. Center fielder is Brindley Saletti and Leah Swafford in right. That is off the mitt at third of Brindley Phillips, and on is Carpenter. Well, I mentioned don't have a scoreboard, don't have a keeper nearby. I'm charging that as an E5, a runner on at first for the Coyotes. Compliments of Phillips. The official scorekeeper might say that is a base hit. But I'm going with the error. Low inside offering to Taylor Hunt. And if you're the Coyotes, you sure would like to get all the runs back, the 7 given up in the top part of the inning, but you can start chipping away at the lead. Time asked for by Hunt. Payson Hansen to the on deck. Fouled away by Hunt. Parsons and Coyotes here in Bay. My how plans change, I think, for everybody. Well, obviously for everybody. As that is sent to second, there's the 4-6. Could not get the 3. Lead runner is out, but Hunt safely on at first. So Graydon Fields goes to Brewer. Carpenter's out, and Hunt is on with 1 away. Payson Hansen followed by Kaylin Parker. Outside with a pitch from Hood. And 2 at Coastal South. I've already got gear set up, so I'm thinking, oh, easy day. Go out and set up a camera in center field, and we'll be good to go. As a matter of fact, even logged in remotely. You know, had all the logos and the scoreboard ready. And then a sprinkler issue. A little bit outside with a pitch to Hansen. 3-0 the count. But that's life, right? Throws you a curveball, sometimes literally on the outside part of the plate. but often figuratively. Another strike to Hansen, and the count runs full. 3 balls and a couple of strikes. Hansen, a .351 hitter. Very good hitting Coastal South team. 332 as a squad. Low pitch and a walk given to Hansen. That will move Hanover into scoring position. Charlotte Leininger to the on-deck circle as Kalen Parker steps in. Takes a pitch low and away. Not a bad day to be outside. Temperatures today expected to get to 75. Another pitch missing, 2-0, currently 72. Air quality 45 and good. You might need to bring an umbrella or some copper tote if you sit out behind the backstop. UV index is 10 and very high. Winds out of the northeast at 5, gusting to 8. 33% humidity. Not a cloud in the sky. No rain expected until maybe Monday in the area. Low pitch to Parker. And if there was nothing in the way and you had really good eyes, you could see for 25 miles. That means I can almost see Atmore, right? Swatted foul by Parker. And that's all I got for you on the iPhone weather app. And if you were just bound and determined to find rainfall, I don't know where you got to head. Looks like maybe on a boat and out into the Atlantic. That is grounded third. Able to get there and get the force out is Phillips. Had a foot race between she and Hunt. But Phillips able to get there first for the force out and out number 2. Couple of runners on for Charlotte Leininger. Gabby Miller to the on-deck circle. Games today, tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. A little low with a pitch, and I think it is an illegal pitch. Apparently, Hood doing something illegal in the circle, 1-0. Gabby Miller on deck, on the outside part of the plate. Snead stayed in the second, sends 3, 4, and 5 to the plate. Hood, Saletti, and Phillips. Hood getting the outside, now the inside. Couple of strikes on Leininger. Couple of base runners aboard, Hansen and Parker. Yeah, that one nearly hit Leininger. Leininger batting .299, 25 RBIs. 1 home run, 1 triple. That is popped up to the left side. Kaylin Martin there. She'll make the catch. Leininger flies out. 2 stranded, and we have played 1. And after 1, the lead is 7, belonging to the visitors from Boaz.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Top of the second, Alec Grace Hood starts it off. She had the game's first base hit, a single in the first. Brindley Solani and Brindley Phillips due up in the inning, too. High pitch from Samantha Daniels. Anna Griggs, the starting pitcher, worked 2/3 of an inning, faced 9. No strikeouts, 3 walks, 4 hits, 7 runs allowed. As that is popped up on the infield and from first. Catch made by Talandano. So one away from Brindley Saletti. Brindley Phillips to the on-deck circle. On the outside part of the plate with a pitch to Saletti. Bottom of the second, 6, 7, and 8 in the order for the Coyotes. Saletti ground into a 1-2. Forced the out at the plate. Bases were loaded when she came to the plate. 43 RBI producer on the year. And let's see where that ranks her amongst the tops in the conference. Well, that would put her at 3. Although not listed at 3. I am assuming that maybe all the numbers are not in, or there is a technical glitch where the website is concerned. Because those 43 RBIs would definitely have you in the top 5, but not listed there. Walk given to Solani. That is the 4th one issued by Coyote pitching. First from Daniels. And a base runner on with 1 away for Brindley Phillips. Phillips ground into the 4-2 and scored a run in the first inning. She was responsible for the out of Campbell Adams at the plate. Strike delivered by Daniels. Leah Swafford to the on-deck circle. Miller, Mathis, and Talandano when you get to the bottom of the second. Nice catch by Talandano in first. An easy second out as Saletti had already committed to second. The double play turns it into a 1-2-3 top of the second despite the walk issue.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed, thrive. Here, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama.
And reminder to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And definitely, if you haven't already, think about subscribing to our YouTube channel. It would just plumb tickle us. Bunted by Miller, and it'll be scooped up coming out of the circle by Hood to get the out at first. And covering there was Graydon from second. So the Coyotes and Miller trying to use the element of surprise, but Parsons hop on and get the out. On the outside part of the plate to Caroline Mathis. Gracie Taladano to the on-deck circle. This is one of those innings where the Coyotes would like to kind of start chipping away at that lead. They hold the Parsons scoreless in the top part of the inning. So hoping to take advantage of that scoreless top of the first. That is popped up in the direction of center field. Drops in as the first base hit for the Coyotes. Mathis on with a one-out single. I mentioned the ALA-BCA Game of the Week. It is at James Clements tomorrow, Bob Jones and James Clements. But a week from Saturday, it's in Boaz at Snead State. The Gadsden State-Snead State matchup is the ALA-BCA Game of the Week, so get ready, Boaz. Mary Dean's coming to town. Outside with a pitch to Taladano. And that great play at first, turning the double play that put it into the top part of the second. Little low, little inside with a pitch to the 8-hitter. Grace Langston to the on-deck circle. First of a couple of games here. And there are two games to be played today in Monroeville between Wallace-Dothan and Coastal North. And where Coastal North is concerned, starting to see that door close as far as getting into postseason. So a big series against Wallace-Dothan today. Walk issued to Taladano. Couple of base runners on for Grace Langston. Looking to lay down the punt, pulling back in the pitch outside of the zone to Langston. Top of the order, Sidney Carpenter on deck. Bunting towards third, picked up there by Phillips. Goes to first. Gets the out of Langston while Mathis and Taladano move a little further down the highway. So the sacrifice going 5-3. Moving runners up. But with two gone. Top of the order, Sidney Carpenter to the plate. Carpenter reached on an E5 in the first. Taylor Hunt to the on-deck circle. A little bit high with the pitch. I know we've got some NBA today. It's later on. Let's see when Major League Baseball starts. I got some games in progress. As that is fouled out of play. Blue Jays leading the Braves, 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth. As a matter of fact, all of the games in the bottom of the fifth. Brewers 4-0 over the Tigers. Mets and Twins scoreless. And the Cardinals 3-1 over the Astros again, all in the fifth inning. Outside with a pitch to Carpenter. NBA tonight, Heat and Bulls, Mavericks and Kings. Taylor Hunt on deck. That is low on the walk given. Bases full of Coyotes. And Coastal South trying to do what the Parsons did in the first. Got a ton of runs with 2 gone. All 7 Parson runs came with 2 outs. Coyotes would love to match that here. Taylor Hunt ground into a 4-6 in the first. On the inside part of the plate, Payson Hansen to the on-deck circle. Carpenter at first, Talandano at second, Mathis at third. And a strike on the outside part of the plate. So Hood going on the inside and the outside to Hunt. Oh, 0-2 pitch. That is popped up. And the catch made at second by Graydon. 3 are stranded, 1 base hit. We go to the third in a 7-0 Parson lead.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Top of the third, 6th spot on the order starting things off. Leah Swafford, Kaylin Martin, and Jayla Lax. It is ground to third. Parker's got it. Goes to first, a little high with a toss. And Swafford will reach. And again, I am unofficial, but charging an error to Parker over at third. First one of the ball game for the Coyotes. Base runner on for the Parsons. Kaylin Martin followed by Jayla Lax. Into the strike zone with a pitch to Martin, who walked and scored a run in the first. Parsons with base runners every inning. but runs only in this first, as that one is fouled back to the screen. Bay Minette Sports Complex, right across from Bay Minette Middle School. If you are just joining us, a sprinkler issue overnight that flooded the softball field on campus made it unplayable. Popped up into right field, and that'll be a base hit for Martin. Just out of Taylor Hunt's reach, trying to go back from second. And a couple of runners on for Jayla Lax. Lax drove in a couple of runs with a single in the first. Also came in and scored a run. Nobody out, two aboard. Top of the third, popped up. On the infield, Lottinger at short. Drifting back, makes the catch. There's one away. Lexi Brewer to the plate. Had an RBI single in the first. A little high with a pitch. It'll go to the screen, and further down the highway go Swafford and Martin to third, Swafford, Martin to second. Couple of runners in scoring position from Brewer. Top of the order, Allie Graydon to the on-deck circle. A little bit outside with the pitch. Swing and a miss, rolls away from Carpenter, able to track it down though, convincing Swafford to stay put over at third. Righty versus lefty, the right-handed Daniels, the left-handed Brewer. On the outside part of the plate to Brewer. Coyotes in the third have Hanson, Parker, and Lottinger coming up. Coyotes trying to get to the bottom of the third as quickly as possible. Parsons trying to spend a little more time in the top of the third. That is fouled out of play. Coyotes coming in 30-16 overall. Parsons are 22-27. Poked over to Lottinger, looking back the runner, goes to first, gets the out there, throw home, and in safely will come Swafford. So Brewer will pick up her second RBI, this one on a 6-3. And the Parson lead will go to 8. Allie Graydon back to the plate. Walked and singled, both in the first. Grounds this one to Hunt. She'll go over and get it. Goes to first. It is there in time to get Graydon on the 4-3. One runner in, one runner stranded. Off one base hit and one error as we head to the bottom of the third.
We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Bottom of the third, Payson Hansen has started. Kaylin Parker and Charlotte Leininger due up in the inning 2 line. Right back to Hood. One pitch and one away in the bottom of the third. Kaylin Parker next. She ground out to third that forced Taylor Hunt out in the first. Back to the plate in the third. With one away, nobody aboard. That is fouled out of play. Well, I mentioned what's coming up, but didn't get very specific. So let me pull out the Google Calendar and take a look at what happens tomorrow. ALA BCA Game of the Week, Bob Jones and James Clemens. Baseball, Wallace Dothan, Coastal North. Softball, MMI and LBW. And softball in Georgia. Georgia Highlands and Georgia Military. All tomorrow and all right here. Friday, you got MMI, LBW Baseball. And then on Saturday, Bob Jones University, Southeastern Baptist College. Baseball, as this one is popped up to second. And shortstop Levi Brewer will make the catch. And there is 2 away, and Snead State and Coastal South meet in baseball on Saturday. And we'll have that one for you, too. Strike delivered to Charlotte Leininger, who flew out to left field as the last out in the first inning. Snead State in the fourth, sending 2, 3, and 4 to the plate. Adams, Hood, and Saletti. A little bit high with the pitch to Leininger. Well, if you're the Coyotes, you do start worrying a little bit about that run rule. Coyotes still have 7 outs with which to work before running into a potential mercy rule. And obviously the preference would be not to wait to the 5th to try to cut into the 8-run lead. On the inside part of the plate to Leininger. You thought she was headed to first with a walk. And that'll get the inside part of the plate as well. Hood picking up her first strikeout of the game and turning in her first 1-2-3 inning as we head to the 4th.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. to become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Top of the fourth, Camel Adams starting it. Ellen Grace Hood and Brindley Salati due up in the inning 2. Parsons with an 8-zip lead, scoring 7 of those runs with 2 outs in the first inning. A little outside with the pitch to Adams, who has walked and popped out. 0 for 1 in the game. Daniels, who came into the game in the first inning and worked the third of the first. All of the second and third, now working the fourth. 1-2 on Adams. Coyotes will send Miller, Mathis, and Talandano to the plate in the bottom of the inning. Right back to Daniels over to first. Out goes Adams on the 1-3. One out for Ellen Grace Hood. Hood is singled and popped out, 1 for 2 in the game. Grounds it to Hunt, gobbles it up, goes to first, 2 away. Samantha Daniels, 65 in the third innings of work coming into today. Her 22nd appearance. About half of those as a starter. 7-4 with a save in 3 complete games. 71 hits given up, 45 runs, 32 earned, 30 walks, 36 strikeouts. Has allowed 6 home runs and sports a 3.43 ERA. Low with the pitch to Salati. Salati 0 for 1 in the game. Grounded to a 1-2 in the first and walked in the second. That is grounded. Lottinger in short. She'll backhand. She'll throw. Won't get the out at first. Boy had the stretch on the receiving end by Talandano. It was close. But according to Blue, it is a runner aboard in Salati. I am going to credit Salati with a base hit. I didn't see that Lottinger did anything wrong on the backhand and the throw. It was a little tall, but still there in time. Or as quickly as she could get it there. Brindley Phillips 0 for 2. And has scored a run. Leah Swafford to the on-deck circle. A little bit outside with a pitch to Phillips. Almost an hour in the top of the fourth. And a shot over into left field. That'll be a Brindley Phillips base hit. 8th one of the game for Snead State, 2nd of the inning. Couple of runners aboard for Leah Swafford. Swafford has doubled and reached on an error. Scored twice and driven into. Low in the pitch to Swafford. Kaylin Martin on deck. And is sent back to the screen foul. I don't know if Snead State made the drive down yesterday or this morning. If it was a this morning drive, then they got up early. What's the old saying? The chickens? Isn't it the chickens or the roosters that get up early? Maybe not the chickens. Popped up on the infield. And that's going to drop and go foul. All kinds of Coyotes nearby, but none of them got a touch on the softball. And it will take a bounce that goes into foul territory. And Leah Swafford will step back into the box. Hanover to make the catch from second out. Will go Swafford. A couple of runners get on, but they are left on. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's Miller Mathis and Toledano coming up.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something. A community that wants you to succeed. Thrive. We don't care where you've been, only where you're going, and how we can help you get there. Here, instead of getting lost in the crowd, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, Coyotes. You'll experience new possibilities and emerge stronger, more knowledgeable, together. That's the Pack. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Bottom of the fourth gets underway. Gabby Miller will start. A big inning for the Coyotes. They do not want to wait until the seventh inning until the fifth inning to try to cut into an 8-run lead, when the mercy rule is just 3 outs away. So the Coyotes trying to get something here in the bottom of the fourth. Ella Grace Hood, her 12th start of the year. Coming in with a 6-7 mark, 6 complete games. Does have 3 trips out of the pen, 72 2/3 innings of work. 87 hits given up, 58 runs, 43 earned. 30 walks, 32 strikeouts, 4 home runs allowed, a 4.14 ERA. Miller 0 for 1 in the game. Sends it foul back to the screen. Caroline Mathis, Gracie Toledano, 2 up in the inning, 2. Swing and a miss, and out will go Miller. And for Hood, that's back-to-back Ks. Got Leininger looking in the third, and that's how the inning ended. And Miller swinging to begin the fourth. Caroline Mathis with the only Coyote base hit of the game. And a 1-out single in the second. Gracie Toledano is on deck. Pitch coming in low from Hood. 1-2 the count on Mathis. Hood retiring 5 in a row and now the 6th. As you got the strikeout of Mathis, and 3 of the 6 have been K's. Two gone for Gracie Talentano. She walked in the second. Grace Langston on deck, 5th inning for Snead State. As the bottom third of the order coming to the plate, Martin Lax and Brewer. Inside with the offering, and the count evens at 1. One pitch. Talentano awaits, sends it off the mitt at second of Graydon. Able to recover and still get the out. Instead of the line out the second, it's the 4-3. 3 up, 3 down, in the bottom of the 4th, 7 in a row, retired by Hood.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Kaylin Martin starting off the top of the 5th for Snead State. She has walked and singled and scored a run. And the Coyotes know the task. Got to hold the Parsons in the top of the inning and plain runs in the bottom part. And I guess you could have one without the other. You could allow runs in the top of the 5th. You'd prefer not, but that would mean more runs that you got to have in the bottom of the inning. Popped up right side by Martin. And over to make the catch is second baseman Taylor Hunt. One out for Jada Lax. Lax 1 for 2 in the game. And a 2 RBI single in the first, popped out to short in the third. On the inside part of the plate from Daniels. Seven in the first and a run in the third for the Parsons. Coyotes looking to begin cranking out the hits and runs in the bottom of the 5th. With the bottom of the order, Grace Langston will start it. Couple of strikes on Lax. As that one is popped up back towards the screen. Diving try by Carpenter. Yeah, I know she's got a helmet on, but that is a brick wall. But apparently okay. And we'll get behind the plate for another pitch from Daniels. Into left field with a base hit from Lax. Her second hit of the game. It is the 9th for Snead State. Runner aboard for Lexi Brewer. Brewer 1 for 2 in the game. Couple of RBIs. Singled in the first, ground out in the third. Both, though, brought in a run. Top of the order, Eileen Graydon to the on-deck circle. That is fouled back to the screen. Brewer was the last that starting pitcher Anna Griggs faced in the first. It was when Brewer delivered with an RBI single as the 9-hitter. Coach Mallory Radwich came out and made the switch, putting Daniels in. Popped up left side and in foul territory off the mid of Mathis. So the Brewer at-bat will continue. Brewer batting .209. Those 2 RBIs today, pushing her season total to 8. One of 7 Parsons with triple-digit plate appearances. In foul territory, able to go over and make the catch. That is Kaylin Parker. And out goes Brewer for out number 2. Back to the top of the order, Allen Graydon. Graydon with a walk, a single and a ground out the second. Grounds this one off the mitt at third of Parker. It will find its way into left field, become a base hit. 10th one of the game for the Parsons. And a couple of base runners on for Campbell Adams. Adams has walked, flown out, and ground out. Ella Grace Hood is on deck. That is right over the mitt at short of Leininger. Finds its way into center field. And will bring in Lax. Campbell with the RBI single. Campbell Adams making it a 9-zip lead. Graydon at second, Adams at first. Ella Grace Hood. That is the second run that is plated off Daniels. That is sent deep to center field, and it will clear the fence for Ella Grace Hood. Home run number 5 on the year, drives in 3. And pushes that RBI total to 29. And has got that lead out to 12. And has got a new pitcher coming in for the Coyotes.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
The new pitcher is Kaylee Johnson, making her 14th appearance. She is 3-4 with a complete game, 41 2/3 innings of work. 50 hits given up, 38 runs, 32 earned, 21 walks, and 29 strikeouts. 4 home runs allowed, a 5.38 ERA. Brinley Solani with 2 gone. And again, the bulk of the damage done with 2 gone. 11 of the 12 Parson runs have come with 2 outs. Samantha Daniels works 4 innings, faces 21, no strikeouts, 1 walk, 8 hits, 5 runs allowed. And gives up her 7th home run of the year. Brinley Phillips on deck. And is popped up left side, foul territory, and dropped in left by Mathis. Got there, had a chance to bring it in, couldn't. And the at-bat for Saletti will continue. Got a final from Monroeville. It was a 12-zip Wallace-Dothan win over Coastal North in 5 innings in Game 1. Foul out on play by Saletti. Here it's a 12-0 Snead State lead in the 5th. And that hole has gotten deeper for the Coyotes, but they have plans on digging out in the bottom of the 5th. Saletti with a ground out to the pitcher, walked and singled, 1 for 2 in the game. And has scored a run. Fouled off by Saletti. That home run given up is the 32nd of the year by Coyote pitching. High and away with a pitch and a walk given to Saletti. And it looks like we have got a pinch hitter for Brinley Phillips coming to the plate. That is Jalen Hanna. Hanna, 18 plate appearances this year, 167 hitter. 3 hits, all singles. 4 RBIs on the year. Strike delivered by Johnson. Outside with the offering, pinch hitter on deck too. That is Kylie Strassner. awaiting her opportunity next. Fouled back to the screen by Hannah. 9-1-2 in the order for the Coyotes when you get to the bottom of the fifth. On the outside part of the plate, and out will go Hannah looking, and that will become the first Coyote K of the day. We head to the bottom of the fifth, bottom of the order for Coastal.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
5 for 22. Go down to the sixth spot. 12 for 1. Right below that, 17 for 21.
Bottom of the fifth, bottom of the order. Grace Langston starting it off. Got a new pitcher, Brooke Mathewson. In for Ella Grace Hood. Hood will work 4 innings. Face 17, strike out 3, walk 3, give up a hit and no runs. And Mathewson will come in. Also a couple of other changes as that has popped up. Left side and out of play. In right field, you now have Kylie Strassner. And in left field, Lola Wood. So those are the defensive changes. Pitcher, left and right fielder. Top of the order, Sydney Carpenter on deck. Grace Langston starting off the bottom of the fifth. Coyotes needing a big bottom part of the inning. Little high and inside with the Mathewson pitch. Only the 6th appearance for Mathewson. 1-1 with 1 complete game. That is popped up to the left side. Wood is there and will make the catch. One out for the top of the order, Sydney Carpenter. The rest of the Mathewson numbers, 20 hits given up, 15 runs, 12 earned, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, a home run allowed, a 7.88 ERA. High with the pitch to Carpenter. Taylor Hunt on deck. Outside with the pitch, Carpenter has reached on an error and walked. The only Coyote hit came from the 7-hitter in the second inning. Caroline Mathis, who was the 2-hitter in the inning, had a single, and that's been the lone Coyote base hit. Swing and a miss by Carpenter. Nothing Parson lead, trying to end it in 5. Coyotes hoping to rally. That is popped up to center field. And there for the catch, Brindley Saletti. And the Coyotes down to their last at-bat. Needing 5 runs with 2 gone in the bottom of the 5th. Taylor Hunt with a ground out to second and a fly out to second. Strike from Mathewson. No save opportunity here for Mathewson. Just trying to put the finishing touches on the game and get a little PT. Low and away, 1-1. Payson Hansen on deck. That is hit towards right field. That'll hop underneath Straisner's mitt. She'll chase it down on the fence. On her way to third as Hunt gets there easily with a 3-bagger. Hunt's 3rd triple of the year. Straisner out in right field trying to decide whether to play it on the short hop or go after the shoestring catch. Trying to grab it on the shoelaces, and it will sneak by. Hunt will go to third. Payson Hansen to the plate. High with the pitch to Hansen, who has walked and lined out to the pitcher. Kaylin Parker on deck. Low inside pitch to Hansen. Hansen with a walk in the first, lined out to the pitcher in the 3rd. Pops this one up, right side, and that will drop off Straisner's mitt. Came in trying to make the sliding catch for the out off the mid, and in comes Hunt. And again, unofficially, I am crediting Hansen with an RBI single. That was a difficult catch to try to make for Straisner. And a runner coming in for Hansen. Parker thought for a moment it was a pinch hitter for She. But instead it's a runner for Hansen. That is Riley Bennett. Bennett appearing in her 23rd game. And has scored 7 runs. So no shutout, 12-1 ball game. Outside with the pitch to Parker. Parker 0 for 2 with a ground out to third and a fly out to short. And the Coyotes will pick up a couple of base hits. Low and away with the pitch. Leininger on deck. Pitch got the outside part of the plate from Mathewson. Parsons from Snead State up in Boaz. AD Casey Underwood. Former and longtime AD Mark Richard. Wonder if Mark is in Alabama today. He is a traveling kind of guy. Should have his own travel channel. Of course, that's what I want to do when I grow up. Just travel and talk about it. High pitch and a walk given to Parker. Bennett to second, Parker to first. Couple of base runners on for Charlotte Leininger. Leininger 0 for 2 in the game with a flyout and a strikeout. Hitting .299, 7 doubles, a triple, and a home run. 25 RBIs. If this becomes an official at-bat, it will be her 100th of the year. Joining Toledano, Parker, Carpenter, Miller, and Hunt with 100-plus plate appearances. Gabby Miller moving to the on-deck circle, high and away with the pitch. Coyotes with their most successful stretch of the game. 4 consecutive hitters become runners. Fouled off by Leininger. A Hunt triple, a Hansen single, a Parker walk. Actually, that's 3 in a row. Have I mentioned my suspect math skills? Still a most successful stretch, though. Parker and Bennett on. Leininger trying to move them along. Coyotes trying to pull off the improbable, but not impossible. Needing a 5-run bottom of the 5th. They've got 1 of the 5 and have 2 runners on. And that will hit Leininger. Loaded for the Coyotes and Gabby Miller. And a pinch hitter coming in from Miller. That is going to be Brianna Ryan. Pretty good RBI producing pinch hitter. Ryan in 46 plate appearances, 19 RBIs. Hitting .457. 8 doubles, 1 home run. So when given the opportunity, Ryan has been impressive. Freshman infielder and utility player. With the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th. Needing all 3 on and Ryan to extend the ball game to the 6th. Here is the 0-1 pitch to Ryan. Caroline Mathis on deck. That shot right up the middle. Ryan with a base hit that drives in a run and leaves it loaded. Ryan with an RBI single, 20th of the year. And it's a 12-2 game. Riley Bennett was going to hit, but with the success of Ryan and another run in, Mathis back into the lineup, 1 for 2 in the game. And now you got the potential game-extending run on here in the bottom of the fifth. On the outside part of the plate to Mathis. And Miller has come back into the game, too, for Ryan. For Ryan, her 22nd hit of the year and her 20th RBI. Outside to Mathis. Too far outside. Mathis with a single in the second. Struck out in the fourth. Parker, Lottinger, and Miller on. Coyotes have picked up 2 and need 3 more. Little high with a throw down to third. Safely back goes Parker. Three-one count on Mathis. That is hit towards Wood in left field. She'll come over and make the catch and put it into the ball game. So this one will go final after 5. And the Parsons will win it, go over the 500 mark in conference play, improving to 13-12. Coyotes will fall to 12-9 in conference play. And let's see, we wrap it up at 2:31, which means roughly a 3:01 start time for game number 2. Coyotes 4 hits, 1 error, 2 runs plate. They both came in the 5th. And they will strand a total of 8. Meanwhile, for the Parsons, 12 hits and an error, stranding 5, 7 in the first, 1 in the third, and 4 runs in the 5th. And 11 of the 12 come with 2 gone. And there's your final score in the opening game. So about a half hour away from the start of game number 2, we will keep the link live, the cameras up. And when play resumes, we're back with coverage on JockJive.
so small.
Well, I lowered it, you know.
But I mean, it's
Walmart.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, for like 35 or 40 bucks.
Well, that's perfect.
Well, yeah, for like cameras and camera ops.
Yeah.
I've got about 4 of them, I think, in the van. Just, stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Game number 2 of our doubleheader opening game, a 12-2 Snead State win. The Coyotes with still an opportunity to take the season series. However, got to win everything else this week. Game number 2 of the doubleheader here, and the 2 games that will be played in Boaz. Alan Graydon stepping in to start it off. 2-hitter is Campbell Adams. Alec Grace Hood batting 3rd. Brinley Saletti in the 4 spot. Brinley Phillips hits 5th. Leah Swafford 6th. Jada Lax 7th. Ivy Marsh is the 8-hitter. And Kylie Dunn in the 9 spot. To center field. And in front of the fence to make the catch is Grace Langston. Graydon with a fly out for out number 1. Coyotes putting Lauren Mounts in the circle. Behind the plate is Gabby Miller, first baseman Brianna Ryan. At second, Taylor Hunt. The shortstop is Charlotte Lottinger. And at third, Kaylin Parker. And an outfield of Malia Hale in left, Grace Langston in center, and Abby Davis in right. Little high with a Mounds pitch. Snead State with a win goes over the 500 mark in conference play at 13-12. They're right in that bubble area. You got 6 teams that will make it to Alabaster to play in the conference tournament at the end of the year. And Snead State right in that 6-spot region. So they need the wins. A little more so than the Coyotes, but the Coyotes can't just assume they are in with enough games left that if you tailspin, then you start looking at problems. So Coyotes hoping to rebound here in the second of 2 and not wait until they get to Boaz. Campbell Adams followed by Ellen Grace Hood. That is off the mitt at third of Parker, and on is Adams with what I will score as a single. So a base runner on, Ellen Grace Hood coming to the plate. And by the way, if you missed the first game and are watching game number 2 but going, that doesn't look like Coastal Alabama South. Well, it's not. Had a sprinkler that was left on, or not left on, maybe just by some kind of malfunction came on. But there was water all over the field this morning. So much so that you couldn't play ball. So that had Coach Mallory Radwich scampering, trying to find a spot play, and found it here at the Bay Minette Sports Complex. Ellen Grace Hood with a base runner in first. 1 out, 1 aboard in the first inning. It'll be fouled away by Hood, who had the opening game's only home run. A 3-run shot in the 5th inning. Brinley Saletti on deck. A little bit inside with the pitch. Game number 2 in Monroeville underway as well. Wallace Dothan and Coastal Alabama North. And the opening game there was a Wallace Dothan win, 12-0. Fouled out of play by Hood. Absolutely gorgeous day. Temperatures expected to rise into the mid-70s. It was 72 for our opening game. Hit by the pitch is Hood, and we'll go down to first. Couple of runners aboard. And it is 74 degrees to begin game number 2. Feels, though, like 78. UV index 7, air quality 40 and good. Not much in the way of a breeze, north at 3, gusting to 7. 32% humidity. It is a degree below normal for the, what is today, 15th, 16th of April? I lose track of time. 16th, I'm looking at the computer. Brindley Solani with a couple of base runners on. On the outside part of the plate from Mounts. The moon is 87% illuminated. Next full moon, 26 days away. I did not realize, I'm finding out new stuff all the time, that my iPhone weather app also tells me how far it is to the moon at this moment. 250,554 miles. And to think when iPhones first came out, I was saying, what do I need one for? I would never have known how far away the moon was going to be on the 16th of April, 2025, if I'd never bought one. Got a walk issued to Solani, and the base is loaded. Well, it was a big first inning for Snead State that the Coyotes could not overcome in game number 1. And now the Parsons trying to make it a big first inning in game number 2. Out ahead of the pitch is Phillips. Bases loaded with 1 away. And those 7 first inning runs in the opening game came with 2 gone. Then went outside with the Mounds pitch. Leah Swafford to the on-deck circle. Another swing and miss. Couple of strikes on Phillips. Bases are full, 1 away. Mounts is offering. Back to the screen, foul. Gabby Miller working behind the plate in this one. In the opening game, Sydney Carpenter was the Coyote catcher. That is popped up near the plate. Miller not able to make the catch, and the at-bat will continue for Phillips. Difficult catch for a catcher to make. Popped high into the air behind the plate. And with Miller leaving the headgear on, just didn't have an opportunity to pick it up. Foul out of play. When we entered the week, I didn't realize we had a Wednesday game. And it was there all the time. Just made the assumption, I guess, of Thursday, Saturday conference play. But with Easter weekend, that might be part of the reason for accommodating the weekend. Phillips will strike out. 2 gone with Leah Swafford to the plate. And then another game was added. Actually, the Wallace North and Coastal North game was not on the original schedule as a Wednesday. So the Saturday schedule got lighter. The rest of the week a little heavier. MMI and LBW, which is now a Friday game in baseball, was supposed to be a Saturday one originally. So our 4-game Saturdays down to 2. Swing and a miss by Swafford. Popped up, it'll get out of play. Jada Lax to the on-deck circle. 2 gone, 3 on. Top of the first, swing and a miss, and Swafford will go down. So the Parsons, like they did in the opening game, loaded up in the first, but not like the opening game. Leave everybody stranded as we head to the bottom of the first.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Scoreless top part of the inning, 3 left stranded. We head to the bottom part. Taylor Hunt starting it off. Sydney Carpenter, the 2-hitter. Kaylin Parker hitting 3rd. Brianna Ryan in the 4 spot. Charlotte Loninger bats 5th. Gabby Miller 6th. 7-hitter Malia Hale. Abby Davis in the 8 hole. Chopped towards short. Grabbed by Marsh. Goes to first. Gets Hunt on the 6-3. Grace Langston in the 9 spot. Snead State with Victoria Monterer in the circle. Behind the plate, Brindley Phillips. Jada Lax at first. At second, Allie Graydon. Shortstop, Ivy Marsh. And at third, Campbell Adams. Kylie Dunn in left. Brindley Saletti in center field. And the right fielder is Leah Swafford. Into the strike zone to Sydney Carpenter. Carpenter and Hunt swap spots in the order. Carpenter the 1-hitter and Hunt the 2-hitter in the opening game. Vice versa in this one. That'll be popped up to the right side, and back to make the catch is Leah Swafford. Two outs for Kaylin Parker. Coyotes in that opening game with a total of 4 base hits, and 3 of the 4 came in the 5th inning. Coyotes were base hit or two away from extending the game into the 6th. But left it loaded. And the mercy rule kicked in. Brianna Ryan on deck. 2 gone, nobody aboard, bottom of the 1st. Bottom 3rd of the order and the top of the 2nd for Snead State. Couple of strikes on Parker. Here is the 1-2 offering to Parker. She reaches out, taps it to Marner and goes to first. And 1, 2, 3 go the Coyotes in the bottom of inning number 1.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Top of the 2nd, bottom 3rd of the order, and Jayna Lax will start it. Ivy Marsh and Kylie Dunn due up in the inning 2. Jayna Lax in the opening game, 2 for 3, with a couple of RBIs and a couple of runs scored. Lauren Mounts, more innings pitched than any other Coyote, as that one is floated to left field. And there for the catch is Malia Hale. .103 innings of work coming into today for the sophomore right-hander. Her 20th start and 26th appearance. 14-4 on the year with a save and 8 complete games. As that one is fouled out of play. And those 14 wins, man, they've got to have her near the top in the statistical pitching category for the ACCC Division I. Not sure what's going on with the, there's what's going on with the website. It's not the website, it's the operator. As Daniel had the AD at Coastal once told me, it's, I think, picnic, problem in chair, not in computer. And there we go, yeah, Mounts 14 wins. That is the best in the ACCC. Swing and a miss by Marsh. But an illegal pitch. So scratch the strike, add a ball. And it's popped back this direction and out of play. Mounts, 88 hits, given up 47 runs, 45 earned, 27 walks, 92 strikeouts, but had 2 in the first, pushing that total to 94. That is popped up towards left field. Malia Hale for the catch and 2 gone. Has had a propensity to give up a long ball. 17 home runs hit off mounts. That's more than half of the 31 total. But not a bad ERA at 3.11. Kylie Dunn to the plate. Dunn getting her first plate appearance of the ball game here in the second inning of game number 2. The freshman's been to the plate 19 times. A 158 hitter. A little bit outside with a Mounds pitch. One RBI on the year. 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. And there is strike number 3, 6th of the year for Dunn. It is the 3rd of the game and the 95th of the year for Mounts.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Choose from over 100 affordable degree and certificate programs that fit your budget and schedule. Earn the same degree as you would on campus, with the same affordable tuition rate for every state. UA Online. Advance your career and change your life. Get started today at online.ua.edu.
Bottom of the second gets underway. Brianna Ryan to the plate. An impressive year from Brianna, taking advantage of the at-plate opportunities, batting .450 plus. It was .457 coming into the day and had a pinch hit single and RBI in the opening game. Ryan, Lottinger, and Miller in the bottom of the second. And that 1-2-3 inning, well, it was the first inning of the day in which the Parsons did not get a base runner. There was a 1-2-3 inning in the second inning of the opening game, but a walk and a double play turned it into a 1-2-3. And appeal to see if Ryan went. She did not. A little bit outside with the Brianna Ryan pitch from Mortimer, who's now worked better than 110 innings this year. Ryan asking for the pitch count. It is 3-2. And it's chopped up the middle, and there you go again. Ryan with a base hit. First one of the game for the Coyotes. She's just been a tough out this year. came into the day with 46 plate appearances, batting .457, 21 of 46. She is now 23 of 48. Low inside pitch to Lottinger. And that's another thing I can use my trusty iPhone 4 calculator. And let's see what that puts you at. Coming in with a .457 average, and now that's .479 for Brianna Ryan. Planted up, but drops in foul territory, charging in from third. Camel Adams thinking she had an opportunity to get to it, but couldn't. So the at-bat for Lottinger will continue. Lottinger hitting .299 coming into today. Went 0 for 2 in the opening game. Found off the wall near Coach Radowich, coaching over at third. Tomorrow, Bob Jones and James Clements, 7A Alabama High School baseball, the ALA BCA game of the week. Also, Wallace Dothan and Coastal North in baseball. Nice shoestring catch made in right field by Leah Swafford. Ryan able to get back to first. Lottinger out number 1. Gabby Miller coming to the plate. And then a couple of softball games tomorrow. MMI, LBW, Georgia Highlands, and Georgia Military College. A little high with the pitch as Miller shows bunt. Then on Friday, MMI LBW baseball. Saturday, Snead State Coastal South baseball and Bob Jones University Southeastern Baptist College baseball. It's a game that was not originally on the schedule for Southeastern Baptist College, but they've had a litany of cancellations. And until Tuesday, hadn't played in nearly a month. Took on Stillman College on Tuesday and split. They're trying to get some extra reps in and picked up Bob Jones on Saturday. Popped up in the direction of left field. That will drop in front of Kylie Dunn. Couple of hits sandwiched around a Lottinger flyout, and you got 2 on for the Coyotes. Trying to take their first lead of today. Malia Hale coming to the plate. Hale, a .309 hitter, did not come to the plate in the opening game. Does here with 2 on. Abby Davis to the on-deck circle. A little bit high with a pitch to Hale. 14 RBIs, 5 doubles. .309 hitter in Hale with 8 walks and 8 strikeouts. That'll roll towards the screen and move runners up. Ryan to third and Miller to second on the pass ball. Flown towards center field. Is it deep enough to bring in the run? Holding at third is Ryan. And Hale will fly out for out number 2. So it is up to Abby Davis to extend the bottom of the second. Another first-time hitter on this Wednesday. 387 hitter on the year, though, with a couple of doubles and 7 RBIs in 31 official at-bats. Adams fields on the short hop. Not in time at first. Infield single, and the Coyotes with their first lead of the day. So Davis with the infield single, bringing in Ryan. Miller to third, Davis at first. A little bit outside with a pitch to Grace Langston. Close play over at first. I thought the Snead State coach might argue the call. Did not, though. And you got a 1-zip Coyote lead. Low and away to Langston, top of the order. Taylor Hunt on deck. And for Snead State, the top of the order begins the top of the third. Into the strike zone to Langston. We are right across the street from Bay Minette Middle School, which last year was the site for Coastal Alabama South Volleyball when the renovations were going on to the Jack Robertson Arena. Popped up towards Dunn in left. It'll hop off the mid. In will come Miller. Davis rounding third. She's in too. Safely back to second, Langston, and E7 brings in 2 more. And the Coyotes seeking to avenge the opening game loss. Have 3 in the second, and we're back to the top of the order. Taylor Hunt ground into a 6-3 in the first. Back to the plate in the second. That's 1 hop back to Monterer, goes to first, gets Hunt. On the 1-3, Langston left on, but Ryan, Miller, and Davis all score.
When you're starting something new, it's never easy. You're going to make mistakes. You'll doubt yourself. But you're in a place that wants you to succeed, thrive. And soon, it will just start to feel right. Suddenly, you'll get it. Your fear will turn to confidence. First-time tasks become second nature. And what seemed impossible is right in front of your eyes. Because once the light bulb goes on, there's no turning back. You may wonder how you got here, and be glad you did. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Coyotes planting 3 in the bottom of the second as we head to the top of the third and the top of the order. First pitch popped up to Abby Davis in right. One out for Campbell Adams. Got a Grace Hood to the on-deck circle. Adams with a lone Parson base hit of the game thus far. A first inning single. She'll go after the first pitch. It's towards right, but Hunt instead of Davis making the catch. 2 gone. So 2 pitches and 2 away. Got a Grace Hood to the plate. Got hit by a pitch in the first. Brindley Saletti to the on-deck circle. A little bit outside with the pitch. Two, 3, and 4 in the order. When you get to the bottom of the third, that is sent back to the screen foul. I was about to say if I had a mitt and there was no net, I might have caught that, but there is a net, and even if I had a mitt, who knows? May or may not have caught it. Couple of strikes on Hood. Here is the 1-2 offering. Carpenter, Parker, and Ryan in the bottom of the third. Another one back this way. And it stays 1-2 on Hood. Hood was the winning pitcher in the opening game. Worked a total of 4 innings. Before handing it over to Mathewson, who finished it out. And for Hood, that was her 7th win of the year. Improved her pitching mark to 7-7. Another opportunity in right. And Davis will make good on that one as well. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the third. We head to the bottom of the inning with Carpenter, Parker, and Ryan all due up.
You've started this journey by yourself, but you won't have to go it alone. Because now you're a part of something, a community that wants you to succeed. Thrive. We don't care where you've been, only where you're going, and how we can help you get there. Here, instead of getting lost in the crowd, you'll discover found family, fellow travelers, coyotes. You'll experience new possibilities and emerge stronger, more knowledgeable, together. That's the pack. That's Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
If you haven't already, be sure to follow us: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And there is a subscribe button somewhere nearby. You're watching the game on YouTube. You may not have gone to YouTube to watch it. You might have gone to the website. But it's still the YouTube media player. And yeah, we want more, lots of subscribers. So a few assignments that you don't have to accept. As that is rolled to the plate by Mortimer. But to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Skies. Hey, if it's a free service, we got it. And then subscribe to our YouTube channel. And the sports on JockJive, it's year-round. I think the longest we have off, maybe coming up in May when we've got about 10 days off. And that's longer than usual. In the summer, World Series events just signed up Dixie Boys Baseball in Hattiesburg. Got a Cal Ripken in Branson, Missouri. And a Babe Ruth in Jamestown, New York. ALA BCA showcases. And then a lot of showcase series showcase events. About 13 or 14 in all with the showcase series. Popped up right side. That is 4 in a row. 3 from the Parsons and now 1 from the Coyotes that have gone right. And Sydney Carpenter with the fly out to Leah Swafford. So a lot of sports coming up. And we're still talking with others. After the school year ends, really that's when you get into the bulk of games. I mean, if you talk about the volume of games per day, it is greater in the summer than it is in the fall or the spring or the winter. Strikeout of Parker, 2 gone. And from Waterer, that's her first strikeout of the game. 2 gone from Brianna Ryan. Ryan improving that average today to 479. Inside with a pitch to Ryan. Charlotte Loninger to the on-deck circle. Saletti, Phillips, and Swafford in the 4th inning for Snead State. And as I mentioned in the opening game, Boaz viewers, we are headed your way on the 26th. ALA BCA Game of the Week, Gadsden State, Snead State Baseball. As that one is fouled back this way. And Barry Dean is coming to town. I don't know, you may want to have some like key to the city ceremony for Barry Dean. But he will be there. We'll see if we can talk him into a pre-game, maybe autograph signing session. Grabbed it short by Marsh, goes to first and able to get Ryan on the 6-3. And we go 3 up, 3 down in both the top and bottom of the 3rd. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Just prior to the start of the fourth, a defensive replacement, Sydney Carpenter, going to third for Kaylin Parker. Brindley Solani starting off the top of the fourth. Brindley Phillips and Leah Swafford due up in the inning two. Solani with a walk in the first. Bottom of the fourth, Lottinger, Miller, and Hale. 5, 6, and 7 in the order. Big swing, big miss by Solani. As we're in the top of the fourth, and unless things change drastically in the next inning or two, we are going to go the full 7 in this one. And an illegal pitch called, and thus a little confusion on the pitch count. No confusion with that one. A swing and a miss, and out will go Solani as the start of the fourth begins with a K. And it'll be the fourth of the ball game for Mounts, who came in needing 8 to hit 100. On the outside part of the plate to Brindley Phillips, right where it was framed by Gabby Miller. Leah Swafford to the on-deck circle. Another strike delivered. Brindley Phillips, a .329 hitter on the year. Couple of home runs and 15 RBIs. We'll send that one foul. I mentioned there was a home run in the opening game for the Parsons. Their 37th of the year. Hit by Ellen Grace Hood. Too high with a pitch. Phillips is one of those 4 strikeouts for Mounts, as that'll be popped up back towards the screen. Miller picking it up, able to go get it for out number 2. And there's 2 away for Leah Swafford. Swafford struck out as the last out in the first inning. Back to the plate with 2 gone and nobody aboard in the fourth. And Mounts has now retired 10 Parsons in a row. Swafford, another 300-plus hitter for the Parsons. As that is ground to Lottinger at short. Throw to first will get Swafford, and again for the 3rd consecutive inning. It's a 1-2-3 top of the inning.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Bottom of the fourth gets underway. Charlotte Loninger to the plate with a new catcher behind the plate, Amber Newman. Appearing in her 26th game this year. In from Brindley Phillips. Couple of strikes on Loninger. Loninger with a fly out to right field in the second. That is one hop to the plate by Monroe. Lax, Marsh, and Dunn, 7, 8, and 9 in the Parson order when you get to the fifth. Coyotes, though, would like to postpone that trip to the fifth. Nice Mallory Radwich fielding over there in the coach's box. Off the wall, picked up her 400th win this year. Trying to get her squad back to Alabaster. That's where the postseason tournament will be played for both D1 and D2. For D2, a week ahead of D1. Unlike a year ago, when both divisions played at the same spot at the same time. This year, you'll have D2 playing like May 1 through 3, I think it is. Ground towards third, bobbled a bit by Adams, trying to recover, and was able to do so to get Loninger. And there's one out on the bottom of the fourth. Gabby Miller coming to the plate. And then D1 will play in Alabaster at Veterans Park. 8 through 11. That'll be an infield single for Gabby Miller. Nice play at second by Graydon, but couldn't get enough on it to get Miller, and she's on with the fourth hit of the game for the Coyotes. Malia Hale to the plate, popped out in the center field in the second. Back to the plate here in the fourth. Possibility of two. There's out one. Little lob over to first. Did not get the out, but there was interference on the part of Miller, and the DP was turned nonetheless. So despite the single, it turns into a 1-2-3, bottom of the fourth.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Bottom third of the order and the top of the fifth. Jayla Lax will start it. Ivy Marsh and Kylie Dunn. Lax with a fly out to left field in the second. 0 for 1 in the game. All three Coyote runs coming in the third. Trying to split the doubleheader. And take the series to Boaz. Knotted up at 1. Got Wallace Dothan and Coastal North playing today as well. That game is probably late in game number 2. Currently Wallace hands full, the one team in D1, Southern Union 2. Popped up, Ryan at first says she's got it, she does, and there's one away. Southern Union, despite having a coaching change right in the middle of the year, at number 2. And Coastal South coming into today at number 3. And they sure would like to move to that 2 spot to avoid a first round. Get to start a little later. That'll find its way into left field. And snap a string for Mounts. Mounts had retired 12 in a row before the Marsh base hit. Kylie Dunn coming to the plate, struck out looking in the second. Top of the order, Allie Graydon to the on-deck circle. Trying to swat it. One of those slap shots. Got a piece of it, but fouled it back into the mid of Miller. Nothing in 2 undone. A little bit outside. One away, one aboard, swing and a miss, and done. Out number 2. That is strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the game for Mounts. And we're back to the top of the order. Allie Graydon to the plate. Graydon has popped out a couple of times. Once to center, once to right. Lines that one into right. Up with it quickly is Davis. You've got 2 aboard and 2 gone. Campbell Adams, 1 for 2 in the game. Second hit of the game for Snead State. Make that of the inning. Third of the game. Ella Grace Hood is on deck. And a shot in the direction of center field, and there for the catch is Grace Langston. So a couple of base hits, a couple of runners though left stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th with the Coyotes still up by 3.
You've played some travel ball. You've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament. We're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Bottom of the fifth gets underway. Abby Davis will start it. Grace Langston and Taylor Hunt due up in the inning, too. Got a defensive change in left field for Snead State. Caitlin Martin has entered the game. That is fouled off. Couple of base hits in the top part of the inning, but the Parsons go scoreless. 3 hits now in the game for the Parsons. Fouled off by Davis, had an RBI single and scored a run in the second. We haven't checked on the sports world elsewhere. Need to do that in this game. No NBA until later tonight. Couple of games on tap. But there is some MLB as that is ground to third. Adams able to get the out over at first. So a nice defensive play by Adams at third to get the out. Heat and Bulls, Mavericks and Kings in NBA tonight. Major League Baseball's got 4 finals. Blue Jays have beaten the Braves by a 3-1 final. Brewers over the Tigers 5-1. In 10, Twins knock off the Mets 4-3. And Cardinals have defeated the Astros 4-1. Cubs and Padres are in the bottom of the fourth. Padres with a 2-1 lead. Langston showing bunt, pulls back. And the toss will come in low. On the outside part of the plate with the pitch. Langston reached on an E7 and was stranded at second in the second. Outside with a pitch and a 1-out walk to Langston. That will be the first one issued by Monterer. And a base runner on for the top of the order, Taylor Hunt, who in the opening game picked up her second triple of the year. Low and away to Hunt, who is 0 for 2 in the game. A ground out to short, a ground out to the pitcher. Just above the knees. Count evens up at 1. A 1-1 offering. A little bit low. Sidney Carpenter to the on-deck circle, outside with the pitch. Sixth inning for the Parsons begins with the 3 spot. 4 and 5 to follow. Hood, Saletti, and Amber Newman. That is a foul ball in the direction of third. Just about a foot foul. And if that rolled into the corner, you're talking about extra bases, maybe the 3rd triple of the year for Taylor Hunt. Base hit up the middle. And then it will slide past Saletti. Pulling into second is Hunt. Rounding third and scoring is Langston. Base hit and an E8. And the first run since the 2nd inning plates. Coach out to have a conversation with Monterer. Conversation over. Monterer stays. Into the box goes Carpenter. At second, Hunt. And I am assuming part of the conversation from Coach is just a shake it off, get a couple of pounds, let's get out of the bottom of the 5th. And if you're the Parsons, you definitely do not want what the Coyotes do want, a big bottom of the 5th. Carpenter with a couple of flyouts to right field. Pops that one up towards center. Saletti's there, makes the catch, and Hunt holds at second. There's 2 away. Pinch hitter coming in for Kalen Parker. This is Payson Hansen. Hansen was the starting DP in the opening game, walked, singled, and lined out to the pitcher. Comes in hitting .351. Taking a pitch inside. Couple of home runs, 18 RBIs, 6 doubles, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. And Hansen is a plate appearance away from 100. And she's got it right there, an official at bat. And base hit and error again, resulting in another run. It happened in the Hunt at bat. It happens in the Hansen trip to the plate. And the Coyotes grow that lead to 5. Brianna Ryan to the plate. On the outside part of the plate to Ryan. Ryan 1 for 2 in the game. Singled and ground out. And another strike delivered. Hit to center field. Saletti's there for the catch. And Ryan with a fly out for out number 3. But 2 more runs are in. And the Coyotes go up by 5, headed to the 6th. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the 6th, Ellen Grace Hood starting it off. Brinley Saletti and Amber Newman due up in the Snead 6th. Coyotes getting Hunt and Langston in the 5th inning to turn it into a 5-zip contest. A little bit outside with a pitch to Hood, who's been hit by a pitch and popped out to right. Oh for 1 in the game. Coyotes trying to split the doubleheader. And if you can split here, you've still got an opportunity to take the series with a sweep in Boaz. And a shot towards right field, and over to make the catch is Abby Davis. One out from Brinley Saletti. Amber Newman moving to the on-deck circle. Newman would be getting her first at-bat of the game. Came in as a defensive replacement for Phillips. It's a high fly ball, and it will clear the fence. Saletti erasing the goose egg. Delivering a shot just over the fence. Her 12th home run of the year. And RBI number 44. And for Mounds, that is the 18th home run given up by the Coyote pitcher. One away, Amber Newman to the plate. Her first at-bat of the day, a .333 hitter. 11 hits and 33 trips to the plate. 2 doubles, a triple, a couple of home runs. 10 RBIs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. And home run, the 38th hit this year by Snead State. And for Coastal South pitching, it is the 33rd given up. Newman will pop that one up, but out of play. Leah Swafford to the on-deck circle. Wallace Dothan in game number 2 of the doubleheader with Coastal Alabama North wins it 7-5. That is despite committing 7 errors in the game. Found back to the screen. Wallace Dothan sweeping there in Monroeville. And a shot over towards Coach. Duck to get out of the way. Had to hear a little whiz as that one snuck by. Round the second, Hunt's got it, goes to first with a throw. Newman out on the 4-3, and there's 2 away. Leah Swafford with a strikeout and a ground out. 0 for 2 in the game. Swats at that one, 0-1. Jada Lax on deck. Coyotes in the bottom of the 6th. Hope that's it. And we'll send Lottinger, Miller, and Hale to the plate. Back to the screen, foul. A little bit high with a pitch to Swafford. Swafford struck out in the first, ground out to short in the 4th. And in both instances was the last out in the inning. Trying to avoid becoming the last out in the 6th. Coyotes trying to make her the last out in 3 different innings. Low and outside with the offering. Well, it's a role reversal from game 1 to game 2. In game 1, it was the Parsons hitting the ball. In game 2, it's the Coyotes. Popped up on the infield. Ryan says she's got it at first. She does indeed. And the solo home run by Selene, the lone run in the top of the 6th.
There once was a young coyote.
You're fired.
He found himself ill-suited for the jobs of the world. He struggled to compete in the corporate environment.
Yeah, this isn't working out.
And failed at the simplest of tasks.
I think I'm gonna have to let you go.
No matter how hard he tried, his coyote hands were just not meant for regular jobs.
That guy is fired.
Until one day, when he was hired for the perfect job. To become a mascot. And then he found the place where he could thrive. Find the place where you thrive at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Bottom of the 6th, Charlotte Lottinger to start, and Gabby Miller and Malia Hale due up in the inning. First pitch is lofted to short, and the catch made by Marsh. A pitch in and out in the 6th. Gabby Miller next. Miller's been perfect on the day. Couple of trips to the plate, couple of base hits. And has scored a run as well. We'll float that one up against the screen. Miller, a .357 hitter coming into the day. And has gone 2 for 4 today after an 0 for 2 first game and a 2 for 2 game 2. That is ground to Marsh at short. And the throw to first not quite in time. Miller able to beat it out. Well, not a hit, and back to the plate will come Miller. And you have the option if you were Snead State where Miller was concerned to take the play or bring the hitter back, and obviously with the runner getting on, Snead's coach opts to bring her back into the box. And it is 1-2. On the outside part of the plate, and out will go Miller. And apparently Miller not particularly pleased and expressed that displeasure on the way to the dugout, and Blue has issued a warning. Malia Hale steps in. A little bit outside with a pitch to Hale. Hale is flown out to center field and ground into a double play. Abby Davis to the on-deck circle. Lax, Marsh, and Martin in the top of the 7th for Snead State. Popped up. Just out of reach at third of Campbell Adams. Well, again, if you've just joined us late, we are at the Bay Minette Sports Complex, not at Coastal Alabama South. Sprinkler came on, stayed on, apparently came on either late last night or very early this morning, and gave the field a lot more water than it needed. And I don't know if the temporary fence was already here or put here after Coach Radwich went searching for an alternate location. But this is a baseball field used as a softball field in this one. 2-out base hit from Hale. And a runner aboard for Abby Davis. And kind of the setting is not primitive, but primitive today from the standpoint we do not have a scoreboard. We've just got a diamond. What you need to play the game. Davis 1 for 2 in the game. An RBI single in the second. Lines that one to second, catch made by Graydon. 1 hit, 1 stranded. We go to the 7th. The Coyotes leading by 4.
We are the Pack. We are Coyotes. We are Coastal Alabama. This is where you'll thrive.
Top of the seventh gets underway, bottom third of the order to the plate. Mounds trying to pick up her 15th win and get her 9th complete game. With the Coyotes leading it by 4. Lax 0 for 2 in the game. And is sent back this way and out of play. Snead State 13-12 in the conference. Coastal South 12-9 coming into this game. Hit towards Abby Davis in right. She'll make the catch. And Lax is out number 1. And overall, the Coyotes looking for their 31st win of the year. In low with the offering to Ivy Marsh. Marsh 1 for 2. Flew out to left and single. Knocked down in third by Sydney Carpenter, but able to get aboard with a 1-out single is Marsh. Her second hit of the game. Got a runner on for Kaylin Martin. Martin getting her first at-bat of the game here in the 7th, but not of the day. She was the starting left fielder in the opening game and went 1 for 2. And came in as a replacement for Kylie Dunn. Couple of innings back defensively. There's the double play. Picked up by Lottinger, goes to first, turns the DP and ends the ball game. And this one is now final. Got a split of the doubleheader here in Bay Minette. Opening game a 12-2 Parson win, but the nightcap is a 5-1 Coyote win. And there are your numbers. 5 hits, 3 errors, 5 are left on. Snead State gets their lone run off a home run by Saletti in the 6th. Coastal South, 7 hits, no errors, stranding 3. And their runs came in 2 different innings, 3 in the 2nd and 2 in the 5th. And that'll wrap up our day of softball here from the Bay Minette Sports Complex. See you tomorrow. 4 different locations. I'll be in Huntsville for Bob Jones and James Clemens. But you got 3 other games. Got Monteston and Coastal North Baseball, MMI, LBW Softball, and Georgia Military College. And who are they playing? Georgia Highlands in softball, all tomorrow and all right here. Thanks so much for watching. For all of us at JockJive in Coastal Alabama, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.